Hi everybody, it's Thursday. It's not the start to another week. In fact, this week is nearly over. So this is going to be a relatively short vlog for this week. I didn't vlog for the last couple days simply because a combination of things. I was really busy and things got awkward when I tried filming in public. So on Wednesday, when I originally planned on starting this vlog, I was walking to work. I had pulled open my camera, started speaking, and then I look up and there's this sweet old lady just like waving to me. I'm like, okay, well, since she's watching at me, I'm gonna pretend I'm on the phone and end said phone call. I am smooth. I didn't do much reading on Wednesday. I finally sat down Wednesday morning to edit week 1 of the reading vlog for this Owl's Readathon, and I had every intention of trying to get that video up, but I had just finished editing the video itself when I had to go to work. Girl had to make money, so I had to stop what I was doing and do responsible stuff. I had actually listened to A Short History of the Girl Next Door for a little while on Wednesday while I was at work, but I didn't listen to it for very long. Normally it's super windy. The weather is not very nice today. Normally I page at work, but that just didn't happen this time. Someone had called out of work, so I had to help at the desk. But it wasn't until yesterday that I actually finished A Short History of the Girl Next Door. I was at job number 1, and I ended up having to stay super late at work again. I had to make stock, fill orders, send out orders. It was mostly a convention stuff that I had to send out, and so I had to stay super late, making sure that all of the required convention materials got out. And so I had listened to this audiobook, and I didn't realize that it was a sad book. So at work, eventually I just burst into tears. But A Short History of the Girl Next Door. It's about a guy, and of course I'm spacing on his name. Andrew. He was best friends with Tabby. I remember her name. And she was his next door neighbor. In fact, they grew up together. They were super close. And freshman year of high school, he realizes that he's in love with her. But she starts dating a senior. And so he's dealing with a lot of jealousies regarding to that. And he's not being a really great friend to her towards this time. But they slowly but surely work things out. At least they come to a truce. And then out of nowhere, Tabby gets into a car wreck. I'm not going to say anything more, but it was really about this guy coming to terms with this loss and the whole grieving process. And actually, I'd say that this was a spoiler, but honestly, this was pretty much the pivotal point, of this story. It's not really a spoiler. In fact, it says in the back, this guy deals with a tragic situation. But I didn't read the back, so I wasn't prepared for it. The writing was really well done. The fact that I didn't like this kid in the beginning, I thought he was a real piece of work. For the longest time, I thought this was supposed to be a contemporary, coming-of-age tale, which it is. But I just assumed that he'd get with this girl Tabby at the end. I thought he was being an entitled little poop, and granted, most teenagers act like that. In fact, I acted like that. I didn't really like him. But the fact when this accident happened, I really fell for him. I went from disliking him to really rooting for him in a way. So that was well done. And there was a lot of character growth for this guy. So even though I'm going to rate this 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, I think I'm still going to donate this book. I don't see me rereading it anytime soon. And I had finished that book really early in my shift at job number 2, or 1 rather. See, I'm getting confused. Job number 1. I then started Fresh Ink as an audiobook. I see me finishing that pretty soon, actually. It's a very short book. It's not very long. I don't see me being able to read, start and finish Vicious by the end of the month. So I think for Transfiguration, I'm going to have to use Kints, that comic book that I read a couple weeks ago. Thankfully, the cover was for the majority red. So I think I'm going to have to use that as my Transfiguration owl when I didn't really intend for it to be when I read it. But I got to do what I got to do. I really want to pass these owls for being a librarian. I just haven't been in the mood to read at home. My house is a mess because I've been reorganizing a lot of stuff. I've also started packing for my cruise. That's supposed to happen in a couple of weeks. But I'm going to let you guys go. I want to eat lunch before my shift starts at the little library that I work at on Fridays. So I'm gonna go do that. Hopefully I'll actually get some reading done today. All right, so it is super late Sunday evening. It's Easter. Happy Easter if you celebrate it. Although by the time this video is up, it's not really Easter, but I hope you had a great holiday at this point. Whether you celebrate Passover, Easter, or you just had a great day. And as you can see, I did my makeup today. I really wish I got some footage of my outfit today. I looked really cute. I was really feeling myself today. But I'm going off on a little rabbit trail. I'm digressing, and I can't because it's so late right now. In regards to reading, since I last checked in on Friday, I didn't read anything on Friday. That just didn't happen. And Saturday, I did my usual 9 to 5 at the public library, like the larger one that I work for. And I actually finished this on audiobook, Fresh Ink, by all these cool various authors. This was just an anthology of short stories where each story featured a person who's a minority, whether due to their sexual orientation, their gender orientation, or the color of their skin. And the purpose of this was, it's for a project called We Need Diverse Books, and this is meant to give kids an opportunity to see themselves in literature. So I'm rating this 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I loved some stories. I think there was a story that I didn't really care for, and the rest of them were sort of meh for me. And I really haven't read since. I just wasn't feeling it on Saturday after finishing this. And today was a holiday. I just didn't have time to read. At this point, I've read a total of 9 books. All of my owls are accounted for. Arithmancy, Ancient Runes, Transfiguration, which I counted kints for, not vicious like I originally planned. There's 3 more. Muggle Studies, Transfiguration, Muggle Studies, Arithmancy, Ancient Runes. There's 2 more that I'm spacing out on, but I'm all accounted for. I'm definitely going to go more into it at the end of this vlog. It's just late, so I'm not going to do that. So 6 of my owls are accounted for, and the extra stuff that I read this week, I'm going to see if they'll count for some extra owls. That way I can still get an outstanding for this readathon. Not just the acceptable or the exceeds expectations, which I've gotten now at this point, so it's all good. I've passed this either way. I'm really pleasantly surprised that I finished this readathon actually early, especially since I feel like I haven't really buckled down for this readathon. I feel like my mind has been every which way except in regards to this readathon. For the last couple of days, I've been kind of cleaning nonstop. I keep cleaning my apartment to an extent that I feel comfortable with, go to sleep in the next day, make another giant mess. So that's what I've been doing for the majority of my time. And these messes keep happening because I'm packing for my vacation. I'm going on a cruise. And I think I finally have everything bought. At least I hope so. I'm sick of spending money at this point. Have everything bought. The majority of my stuff is pulled aside to be packed. It's not really packed because I'm trying to see if my husband and I can share the majority of the luggage, so we're not overpacking. But look at these dresses. They're so cute. On cruises, you gotta dress up for dinner. There's a couple formal nights, and so I got a couple formal dresses. And for dinner, there's still a dress code you need to adhere to, and so I got this mint number here. I got a pink suit. I'm really excited about wearing this. And I got this blue number over here and a couple of rompers over there. It's funny, growing up, I would only wear super dark colors like these rompers here. Black, blue, or some sort of super dark color. I never in a million years would pick out a full wardrobe of just bright colors like this, especially pink. Oh, and this dress over here, a year ago, I'm like, yeah, it's too sparkly. But yeah, definitely getting out of my comfort zone for this cruise. And my heels are fun too. Heels are pretty big. But I think this is where I'm gonna leave you guys as a check-in. Been trying to pack, been trying to clean, vaguely trying to read the last couple days. But I'll check in with you guys tomorrow, at least I want to try to. Hey everybody, I have work in about 15 minutes, so I'm going to make this check-in super fast. It's Wednesday, not Monday or Tuesday. Again, I've been really terrible about checking in. On Monday, I didn't read it all. At work, I actually had my lines playing over and over. I had that acting class later that day, and it was the last filming day in that class. So I actually needed to take the time to memorize my lines because it had been up to like 2 weeks at that point since I even looked at them, because I'm really terrible about taking the time to do my homework. I was complaining about these kids doing their homework, and of course I was the exact same. So that's what I did while I was at work. And Tuesday, at my usual 9 to 2, ended up staying a little later till 3:30 because, like I said, it's been super busy. I actually had listened to an audiobook about like how to learn Spanish, so I was listening to that and not a book. Work has been really crazy and really busy, and I've been trying to like catch up, but I'm not having a very great time about it. I did put away the majority of the books that had arrived a couple weeks ago. I finally found the time to put them away. I also realized that graphic novel Kins it's mostly pink, not red, so I don't think that counts for Transfiguration anymore. So I'm going to have to find a last minute book just to like count for this owl. And I've also decided that week 3 and week 4 is going to be combined in this video because honestly, I don't want to have to, edit a 4th video. Yes, I'm being super lazy. But I'm going to use the few minutes that I have to try to find an audiobook with a red cover and try to listen to that on super speed just to get this owl out of the way, because I really want to do this owl. I really want to complete Transfiguration. It's Minerva McGonagall's class, and I need to know it because I love her. Hi everybody. I keep hearing all sorts of cooing and chirping, and I think I'm upsetting some sort of nest. So here's hoping that I can seek shelter under this bridge and not get, pooped on. It's Thursday. It's not the next day, because the last time I checked in, it was a Wednesday. Nope, I waited a full week to check back in. It's just been very busy, and I've been so tired that I just couldn't be bothered to really vlog at all this past week. So I guess I can combine weeks 3 and 4 in this vlog, because there's really nothing to show for week 4. I've been doing my usual shifts, a couple of days at one job, a couple of days at the other. And job number 1 has not slowed down in the slightest. It's been very, very busy. Every time I try to catch up on orders, something happens. Like, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that the printer decided to fight back one day. But if not, the printer decided to fight back one day. It stopped printing, and I needed this printer to print and actually to fill orders. So I tried cleaning it and got covered in ink, only to find out, no, a piece just needs to be replaced. So that was fun. My goal was to catch up completely before I left, but this is not happening. And thankfully, my other job has been, as expected. It hasn't been really bad. And I was able to listen to an audiobook at both jobs because it was like a lot of manual labor I needed to do. I was able to find Magpie Murders on Hoopla by Anthony Horowitz. I've seen this book around at job number 2. It was popular for a while, and I was like, let's give this book a try. It's a murder mystery, and I like murder mysteries. I usually have to be in the mood for them, but I was like, it's a red cover, and your girl needs a book with a red cover. I was lost for the first couple chapters. I didn't realize that the main story is actually an editor who gets these pages from the author to read and see if it's worth fixing and getting it set up for a publication. And I didn't realize that was a story. So first chapter is her, and second chapter follows this fake story. And you're reading this fake story, I call it fake story, until maybe halfway through the book, and then once you get to the halfway mark, it just ends abruptly, and the editor's like, wait, what the hell? The last couple chapters are missing. And so the story then follows her trying to find these chapters, and the author then dies, but it's assumed that it was suicide. But as she's looking for these pages, she realizes, no, this wasn't suicide, this was murder. And so she starts investigating the death on her own. I found myself more interested in the fake story than the actual story. I thought in the real story that the authors, the editors, and the killers' motivations were super weak. Like, I don't know why this editor decided to investigate this murder, since she had absolutely no experience with it other than that she's curious about what's happening. I also was getting really into this fake story, because the fake story is basically, the character is Atticus Punt. He's a German detective that goes to this quaint little village. Ooh, there goes a pigeon. And you know what, fine, I'll move. I didn't realize that I was so close to a nest. Mama's angry. Oh, I hear the chirping. Yeah, I was really close to a nest. No wonder she was very patient with me. And Atticus goes to this town to investigate a murder. And this fake story is set in the 1950s. Main story is actually set in present day. Like, throughout this fake story, I kept getting like Father Brown and Poirot vibes. Like, I was really digging it. So I was kind of mad when it ended abruptly. There was also like, the editor herself her personality just grated me the wrong way a little bit. Like, it's revealed that Atticus Punt's name is actually an anagram for something very rude. It's a stupid see you next Tuesday sort of thing. And she was offended by it, and not gonna lie, it actually made me laugh. I wasn't expecting it, and I thought it was kind of funny. So overall, I actually rated this, I want to say 3 out of 5 stars. I want to say, yeah, try to think of what I put on Goodreads. But yeah, 3 out of 5 stars, because I was enjoying the story. I just didn't love it. And the anagram thing made me laugh. So I finished this just in time. Like, it was the very last day that I finished this book. And so I was able to complete all the necessary owls for the librarian career. And so I went back and see if any of the other books that I read could count for certain owls, because as I was saying throughout these vlogs, that I was reading other books that at first didn't really count for anything. I went back, and Hecate by Laura Alvarez Gomez, if I'm remembering her name right. Hecate actually has a plant on the cover, and so that counted towards the herbology owl. The graphic novel, of Yes, I'm Hot in This by Huda Fahmy. The copy I got from the library was from the adult graphic novel section, and so I'm counting that towards an adult read, which was for Charms. The Charms was age 9, read an adult read. And for divination, that was read a book set in the future. Bingo Love by T. Franklin counted for that, because the main story is actually one of the ladies in this couple. She's actually telling her story from the future. She goes back in time to tell her story. I mean, she doesn't physically go back in time, but she goes like, it's the year 2000 something, like 2038, and back in the 60s this happened to me, sort of thing. So that counts. So I read all 5 required owls, which was Transfiguration, Arithmancy, Ancient Runes, Defense Against the Dark Arts, and History of Magic. Those were all required owls. And then as an extra owl, including the other 3 I just mentioned, was Muggle Studies, which was to read a contemporary, and that I read like a short history of the girl next door. So I read a lot this month. You've noticed I didn't say Kints. That graphic novel actually didn't count for anything. I tried real hard and I couldn't get it to count for anything. So that was just an extra thing that I read this month. But still, in total, that's still 9 owls, and I actually got an outstanding. I had said in my TBR that I didn't think I was going to make it to outstanding. I was like, I'm going to read this one extra thing just to get and exceeds expectations, because I like, to really go for it. I was like, you know what, as a student, I definitely would have overachieved. I was very much that Hermione student. So yeah, that's everything that I read this month. Yeah, that's really all I got to say for this video. I still need to pack for my cruise. I had started packing and then unpacked everything because I had gotten the urge to Marie Kondo everything. I even did the whole filing cabinet way of folding all my clothes in my drawers. And as much as it was a pain in the butt to do, it was so satisfying to see once everything was put away. So satisfying. So tonight I'm going to pack. And the next time I check in with a vlog, it'll be for my cruise. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess it's ta-ta for now. Bye guys!